Hey everyone, we're live from Stanford at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, and we're here with a really special guest today, the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
How are you?
Good. We're just coming off of a great panel. You know, it's great to do a live with you. I think you've done a bunch that people have enjoyed. I really liked your Muhammad Ali one, and I think a lot of people have enjoyed the tour of the Oval Office. was a pretty unique experience that you gave people. So, what are your thoughts on the Global Entrepreneurship Summit? I know last year you did this in Nairobi. This year here at Stanford. What's your goal for this?
Well, we started this. This is the seventh now. We started this at the beginning of my administration because when we met with young people around the world, what you discovered was the thing that brands America more positively than anything is the notion that you have an idea, you go out there and you can build something, you can start something. And entrepreneurship really resonated with the next generation of Africans, Asians, Latin Americans. So we decided to put together this global entrepreneurship summit. We've done it in Turkey and the Emirates and Malaysia, but we thought that it would be good, since the first one was in Washington, D.C., to bring it back home here to Silicon Valley, where everybody around the world understands this is a hub of innovation. And we have people participating from 170 countries, 20 governments have sent representatives here. And what you see are these incredible young people who are starting all kinds of important ventures in their own country, and they have the opportunity to interact with you, with venture capitalists, with nonprofits, and find the best practices that can help them build the sort of businesses, but also the sort of change that they want to see in their countries.
Yeah, it's a really inspiring group of folks, the folks on the panel just now.
Right.
So, the world, there's this trend where we keep on getting more and more connected.
Right.
And, the trend, I think, has largely accelerated under your presidency. So I'm curious, what are the biggest changes that you've seen in this regard?
Well, if you think about just 2008 and what's happened in social media, something that you helped to lead, obviously, that has been an incredible transformation. It has changed.
We didn't talk about this beforehand.
No, we did not. But I think it's fair to say that it's changed how people interact with each other. It is now changing politics. It's changing our economics in fundamental ways. It means that everybody has an immediacy and an access to each other, not just to information, but to each other in ways that we had never seen before. And that's powerful. Now, what that does is give entrepreneurs opportunities to leapfrog over old technologies, old political structures, old institutions, and start forming their own. It's disruptive. In some cases, it's also scary. Right, a classic example is what happened in Egypt. We were just with a young entrepreneur from Cairo, where Facebook and social media helped to launch a revolution, but it also created a blowback and a concern about what does this mean for all these young people to be able to talk to each other without having to go through established channels. And part of, I think, our goal has to be to make sure that we help young people like the ones who are here at this Entrepreneurship Summit use these new tools, form these new bonds, and not crush the innovation, but rather help to shape it in a way that creates more jobs, more opportunity, more inclusiveness, more tolerance, more understanding, more peace, less conflict. And that's going to happen, but it's going to take some time, and I think you're always going to have people who react to all this new stuff by saying that's a little scary.
Yeah, and there are always new tools, and it's always the people who make the change, right? So we were talking to a lot of really inspiring entrepreneurs here, and you mentioned Egypt. I think it's there. It was the people who really led that, and tools and connectivity. I think is a big net positive for the world, but we need to make sure that entrepreneurs are taking advantage of these opportunities and creating more value for everyone in the world. So I'm curious, what do you think are the biggest opportunities that you'd love to see some of the entrepreneurs here go after and empower them to do?
there are both sectors where I think there are huge opportunities, and there are things the government can do as well. So in terms of the problems that we have to solve, energy is a classic example, the issue of climate change. There are entire continents, sub-Saharan Africa or the Indian subcontinent, where people are developing rapidly, they're getting connected, they're going to need electricity, they're going to need energy, but if they duplicate the ways that we produce energy here, or have in the past, then the entire planet's underwater. So the opportunities to use connectivity to solve the clean energy problem, that is an area that is going to make a huge difference.
And you made an announcement about that today.
We did, where we're going to be funding more young entrepreneurs around that issue. Education. We've got entire continents where the average age is way under 30.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, we got to make sure that they've got the education that they need to be able to access these incredible tools. And thinking about how technology, online learning can turbocharge and advance people's ability to educate themselves, get good jobs, get the skills and the training they need, that's a huge sector. Healthcare. Same thing. So there's not a problem out there where young entrepreneurs are not already finding innovative solutions. The key is for us to have built the infrastructure for it, to build the structures of rule of law and the regulatory structures so that they're not getting bottled up and frustrated by old creaky systems. And the goal for the U.S. government is to continue to speak out on behalf of these young entrepreneurs where we can, provide them help, and also work with their governments to help them recognize they're sitting on this gold mine of talent, and they just got to unleash it.
Well, it's an exciting time,
It is.
and it's an honor to be able to do a Facebook Live with you.
Well, look, you could see, Mark, when you met some of these young entrepreneurs, all of them look up to you as a role model, and Facebook as an example of the transformative power of one good idea and a doggedness and a determination to build it out. And so for you to participate, for Silicon Valley, Stanford University to be a part of this makes a huge difference. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.